George Church is located in the heart of Addis Ababa, near a place called Arada. That's why it's often referred as Arada Kirkis. The octagonal construction of the church and its design puts you in a great and mesmerizing wonder for anyone who have never been in this particular church. And legend also has it that it was here that the coronation of Emperor Zewditu and Haile Selassie took place. Apart from its historical significance, inside the premises of the church, there we find a very mesmerizing museum that preserves Ethiopian culture, history, tradition, and above all, tourism. In this program of Explore Ethiopia, we're going to bring you the most interesting factors in line with the church and its foundation. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ETV English Language. This is Explore Ethiopia, a program that introduces about Ethiopian culture, history, tradition, and above all, tourism. Do stay tuned with the program. I am Binyam Getana.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, and
Good
you?
to see you. I'm doing great.
Okay, welcome to the historical Cathedral of St. George.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
I hope I would like to have your name first and foremost, and then we may go to what we have in our hands.
Okay. I am Archdeacon of this cathedral and the curator of the museum. My name is ሊቀ ስዩማን መብራቱ ገብረወልድ.
Okay. Thank you. So, can you tell us a little bit about this establishment of the church, and then finally we may go to the different historical importance of the church?
The establishment of St. George Cathedral, as we know, all of us, when the Italians were here to invade us 1896, our leader, Emperor Minilik II, by coming in this place, he deals with St. George to support the Ethiopian peoples during the war, and then by leading of the priest, we know the name of him, Memre Kasahun, by carrying the Ark of the Covenant of St. George from the former church to the battlefield, and then the Ethiopians defeated by help of St. George in the day of St. George. So that when they returned back by victory, built this modern cathedral, 1896, for the commemoration of the Battle of Adwa.
It is also said that this church establishment has a great connection with the Battle of Adwa, and also outside the church we see a statue of Minilik on the horse. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
As I mentioned earlier, when the Italians were here 1896, by announcing of Minilik II for all his peoples, and then the priests and the church societies also, they had participation by performing, praying, by having the Ark of the Covenant of St. George from the former church to the battlefield, and then the Ethiopians defeated that war in the day of St. George and by support of St. George.
It was also said that the church outside, it's found in the heart of Addis Ababa, in Arada. What is its connection? Arada?
Yeah, the connection not only for this particular place, also the kilometer of the countries, it started from this, the center of Addis, it's in the place of we are here.
Okay.
Because of that reason, the kilometers start from here. Arada also, later on, the peoples which are there, very wising, knowledgeable, and then they participated by different kind of participation, by politics, by histories, by sports. In the reason of that, we call the place the Arada.
All right, that's
Okay.
historical significance.
Yeah, that is the reason also.
All right. And how is the church has been constructed? Is it octagonal or any other names that's been
Yeah,
given to
when we see from the outside, this is the octagonal shape. That means it has also the 8 side. In the construction of the church, we can categorize this one also with the circular one, because the circular church, it's the kind of, from the Old Testament, the Temple of Solomon, it's round. so that when we inside also there are 3 sections. We will mention it for what reason they use when we inside the church.
So now we are going to get to the main church, where we are
Okay.
going to introduce ourselves with the history of the church.
Yeah, we do. Please. Okay. Interior part of the St. George Cathedral, as I mentioned earlier, there are 3 sections. Now we are in the part of the Mahalet, means the choirs when they perform the service, they will stand here. The second one also, we call it also Qeddist in the local language of us. That means the priests also, they are doing also to administer the Holy Communion. The third one, this is the sanctuary or the Holy of Holies, the place for replicas, Ark of the Covenant. In the reason of that also only allowed to enter there the priest and the deacons. Mahalet, Qeddist, Qeddiste Quddusan or Beta Maqdes.
So this is the other section of the room in the church St. George. I think I see a picture that is Saint Yared. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, Saint Yared, as we know, all of us, he was one of the first composer of the Ethiopian hymns. That was in the 6th century. You can imagine it. The European in the other continents, they told us also the music is started by Mozart or by Beethoven. When we think about the Ethiopians, you see, it was very earlier. That was in the 6th century. Saint Yared, when he created the chantings or the hymns, he used the notation. Still every Sunday at the Feast of Jesus, at the Feast of Saint Mary, our choirs, the Mergetas, they perform the chantings by guiding the notation of hymn.
Okay.
You can imagine it. That was in the 6th century. When we think about the Mozart or the Beethoven, that was 11th or 12th century.
I see.
You can see how the difference.
Yeah, and it was also said Yared himself has contributed lots of books for the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, Saint Yared, when he created the chantings, he helped by Holy Spirit, and then he gave the names also, the books also we use in different times through the year. For instance, when we think about the Tzome Dugwa, the choirs, they perform by using that books during the Lent period.
Okay.
We have also the Dugwa. You see, Dugwa, they use when it be big feast. For instance, during Easter, during the big feast of Epiphany, and during the true finding of crosses, they use also by having the context from the Dugwa.
Yeah.
When we think about the Zimmare, at the end of the singings, they used also at the end of the Holy Mass, the liturgy, the Zimmare one. When we think about the Moasit, someone when he passed away, he used also the context by using from the Moasit. When he created the chantings also, he used the 3, you see, characters. You see, Ge'ez, Ararai, and Izl. So that this character of Saint Yared, the choirs they use through the years in different periods.
Yeah, I read a story when Yared by the time was singing. Birds used to sing with him together, and there was a king who was impressed with his performance and made him call to the palace and wanted to see the performance of Yared and how interesting it was, and what do people learn, especially Ethiopians and people of Orthodox followers, and especially also our children, what can they learn from this priest?
You are right. As you mentioned it before, Saint Yared, before he created the chantings, you see the 3 birds. They brought also from the heaven the angels by what kind of ways they worship the God. Because of that reason, by bringing here feed Saint Yared in the reason of Holy Spirit, And then he wrote it also, all these hymns, by using which he found from the birds through they bring also from the heaven.
So he was praising the Lord.
Thank you.
Saying, Yarid
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yarid Kahinu.
Yeah. This one only the ordinary chantings.
Okay.
As I mentioned earlier, when they singing also, they have to keep it the rules, the nota or the milikit. You did good also. So that Saint Yared, when he created the chantings, he used the three instruments. Here it is also, hold it, the sistrum. Here it is also the prayer stick, included the drums. So that our Holy Fathers, when they put it, this instrument, they give for each and everything the symbol. Because of that, when you see the prayer stick, in the Old Testament represent the stick of Moses, in the New Testament represent the cross. As I mentioned earlier, through the years in different seasons, they used the instruments. For instance, except during Lent, the drum in the prayer stick system they use through the years. Except the Lent. During Lent period, they use only the prayer stick, without drum and sistrum.
I see.
You see? This kind of characters, the choirs, they call it aquaquam.
Okay.
So that anyone to be a member of our scholars, he has to have a knowledge from 5 years up to 20 years. You can imagine how it's. You can imagine it. As I mentioned earlier, before they got it also, the Beethoven and the Mozart, the Ethiopian composer, he created also the hymns in the 6th century. You see? The other world also, they shouting only about themselves.
Interesting.
Not only for, the real one is, it's, the early one is also the Saint Yared. Now we are going also to visit the present paintings, because the original, these cathedral paintings, burned by fascists, 1936, by order of Graziani.
During the battle?
During the second invasion. Not during the Battle of Adwa.
Has all the artifacts been burned, or are they preserved in...
Artifacts also.
Okay.
Because when we think about the history of this place, as I mentioned earlier, the cathedral built for the commemoration of the Battle of Adwa. Later on also, the daughter of Menelik II, Empress Zauditu, she was crowned under the museum building. Emperor Haile Selassie also crowned here, 1930. Yeah. When we think about all these histories, we cannot get it also many artifacts, because during the second invasion burned by the fascists. Okay, the second section, we are going to see the paintings. As I mentioned earlier, the original one burned by the fascist Italians, 1936, and then repainted again 1959 by 2 Ethiopian artists. The name of them, the most honorable world maître artist, laureate, Afork Takle, and the Emael Afroy. They did it also in 1959. I'm giving also the chance to explain very well for us, for my colleague.
Welcome once again. As my colleague explained, my name is Sisai. I am a deacon as well as I am a tourist guide here in this St. George Cathedral.
Thank you so much. So what are we going to have next?
Next, I will going to explain about paintings that are found in St. George Cathedral. Let's go.
Please.
From the first part of the paintings, we can see from birth of Jesus Christ until crucifixion, and also some miracles done by Jesus Christ. So this is about all New Testament. So, as my colleague explained, the present paintings are done by very famous Ethiopian artists, especially one of them is a very famous artist, Afewerq Takle. And also you can see when St. George also killed a big dragon. So next also we have very, very interesting paintings done by mosaic. Now we move to them also. As we know, in Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, we have a sections belongs to men and women. So we are here in a section belongs to women. On this section also, we have some interesting paintings. This one shows the Last Judgment or Judgment Day. It's done by canvas. And at the middle, we can see God, and the right and left side is that represents paradise and hell, how they looks like. And also, again, on the top, we have paintings, special paintings done by mosaic that shows or represents how someone taken to heaven by two angels. So both of them are here done also by very, very famous Ethiopian artist, Afewerq Takle. And also we have another paintings also, so we can move for them also to see.
Oh, I've always been interested in the history of Ethiopia. I'm a history teacher.
Yeah.
So I love coming to visit and learn about the history and religion of this country. Well, I've read books on Ethiopian history and learned about the kings and Haile Selassie, and then the period of communist rule, and then now your period of democracy. So I'm learning the whole of Ethiopian history. I find it all very interesting.
That's really wonderful. I have much information about the internet, but when I see it by my own, it's really good. The whole building, the whole building, it's all the same. It's all very good.
We are in the second section of the cathedral. As you mentioned, we can see the paintings about the Queen of Sheba or Saba and King Solomon. Simply, Queen of Saba is from Ethiopia, and when she heard about King Solomon, she became eager to visit King Solomon, and as you can see, she left to visit him. When she goes there also, she take many ivory and some golds also. So this relationship is really important and the base for Ethiopian Orthodox Church as well as Ethiopian history also.
Well, I've been interested to learn how the Christian religion came into Ethiopia, and then how it developed, and how you have the Orthodox Christians, and you have the Catholics, and then you also have some smaller groups of other types of religions, Muslims, and also a small amount of Jewish people. So I find that very interesting that you have a country where you have all these different religions and people living together. I think it's absolutely spectacular. Yes. I'd seen some pictures online beforehand, but to be able to come here and walk around in it and take in the feeling of it, the atmosphere and the beauty of the paintings and the mosaics.
Again, also, we have a very important place that Emperor Haile Selassie, the last emperor of Ethiopia, he was crowned here in this cathedral, especially here in this place, 1930. This event was very, very amazing because more than 54 royal families and some kings attend his coronation, especially kings come from Spain, Japan, and other royal families also. So again, also we can see simply the coronation of Emperor Haile Selassie, 1930, by Egyptian bishop. Again, also on the top we can see paintings by mosaic. it simply shows God wish for evangelists, Matthew, Mark, Lucas, and John, and all of them, or three of them, are also done by very famous Ethiopian artist, Afor Takle.
Okay, so this is all what happened, the coronation has happened here.
Yes, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
What have you left?
Yeah, again, it's about Emperor Haile Selassie when he became King of Kings 1930, and he became blessed or make a coronation by Egyptian bishop, and you can see also his wife and some royal families also here.
Mm-hmm. Were the European royal families who've come to attend the coronation?
Yes, because he was. It shows also how he was very much important around the globe also. So,
yeah, speaking of these all historical and religious paintings, and I'm sure it has been attracting tourists from different parts of the world. How is the experience like when it comes to churches like this?
yeah, they gave some interview or some dialogues. They become very, very interested to see such kind of church or cathedral first about history, but they become also very eager to see such kind of paintings done by Ethiopian very famous artists also.
Well, that's my first time. I arrived at Addis Ababa yesterday, and I will stay for 5 days there. It's really interesting. The buildings, the paintings on the wall, it's really good. The city and for the whole building from the church, it's really nice to see all the things.
Now we go to also we will see another interesting paintings about Ethiopians history also.
You know, I think tourists always want to come to a country and learn something about it, you know. So I think for tourists to be able to come here and come inside and learn about the country they're visiting, learn about the rich history of Ethiopia, it's very important. Oh, absolutely, I recommend it, yes. Every tourist who comes to Ethiopia should come and visit this church. I think Ethiopia has such a long and detailed and fascinating history that it's a country that lots of people hear about. And I think if they get the opportunity, they should come and visit Ethiopia to learn about the history, experience these magnificent buildings, and also the people. The people are lovely here in Ethiopia.
Finally, we have paintings about Italian invasion. So 1936, the Italians tried to invade and revenge the Battle of Adwa. So as we can see, Emperor Haile Selassie tried to fight for 3 months at the place what he called Maichau, but he couldn't challenge the invasion, so he was exiled to Great Britain, and he stays there to solve the invasion. So again, also you can see speech of Emperor Haile Selassie to the League of Nations in Geneva, 1936. So totally, after full 5 years, the Italians left the country, and Emperor Haile Selassie came back from Great Britain. And as you can see, he put the Ethiopian flag as a border with Sudan. I would like to say that the Ethiopian Orthodox Church can proud of having such kind of interesting paintings, because many tourists come to visit around the globe all these paintings. So next also the church must have give great respect and must keep all the paintings here in this cathedral and all over the country here in Ethiopia. And also finally also I would like to invite you, all Ethiopians, to come and visit St. George Cathedral. and also other tourists also to be here and to visit. Next, we have a museum. It's a part of the cathedral. The museum, it's kept like some antiquities, some gifts and spiritual materials. And again, also my colleague, Likasiuma Mabratu, will explain some of them also inside the museum.
Thank you.